My child, be still for a moment and listen to what your heart has known for a long time. You were never made to walk through this life feeling lost or forgotten. You wake up every morning with worries that you do not say out loud. Put your fears and tired thoughts to rest. I know all of them, and today I am going to answer them. When you hear these words, something will change in you, not because the words are smart, but because I am in them. If your spirit already knows that, type Amen in the comments. Because what is in these words is not the words themselves. It is the one who sent them. I have seen enough of you. I am going to talk now. Please pay close attention. Want to move around a lot lately? The feeling that something is coming to an end? Having strange pain in places that used to feel like home? You have been scared that something is wrong with you. You are fine. Your spirit knows what your mind does not yet understand. I am moving you. You are not going to where you have been living. What you already know is not what I have planned. The season is changing, and it starts right now as I speak to you. This is not a small change. This is the change that brings your whole life to a new level. Do not worry about that word moving. I do not pull up to hurt. I pull out to plant. If you leave a vine in poor soil, it will never produce the fruit it was meant to. The vineyard manager then lifts the tree, roots and all, and places it in ground that is deep enough to hold its future. That is what I am doing with you. The shaking you have felt is not destruction. It is my hands on the roots. If you can receive that today, type I receive it in the comments. Because knowing whose hands are on the roots changes what the shaking means. Picture a caterpillar in its dark cocoon. It looks like nothing is going on from the outside. It looks like nothing is moving. It appears to be done, but on the inside, a whole change is happening. That has been your season this past year. There was nothing there when it was quiet. You could not see the work. We are not seeing you fall apart. You are being put together in a different way, piece by piece in a way that will make sense to you in the end. Type 444 in the comments if that truth just settled something in you. Because a caterpillar that does not know it is becoming something does not stop the process. Neither does your not knowing stop what is already happening. It does not waste my time. I do not waste time being quiet. There were days when it seemed like nothing was getting done. I know your heart has been heavy. You felt worry like a stone in your chest, getting up with it and going to sleep with it. Listen up. Fear does not have the last word in your story. I promise that I will keep my word to you. You were not made by chance. You were carefully shaped for a reason that is unique to you. No matter what, you have a light inside you that is meant to reach people. It has been hidden for a while. The cover will not stay on. As I do this move, my hand lifts the covering. See a tree that is planted next to a river. It is very hot outside. Even when it is dry, the tree does not die because its roots get water from a source that never runs out. That is why I made you. If you stay close to me, you will bear fruit at the right time and no drought can hurt what I take care of. That tree does not get scared when the wind picks up. It stands even though its branches and leaves shake. What holds it up is below the ground where no storm can reach. It is the same with your strength. A smile and always being there are things that people notice about you. I can see what is holding you back, and I am the one who has it. Remember where your strength comes from when you feel like you have nothing left to give. It was not your arms that were tired. It was never your tired spirit that got you through another day. I am under you closer than the breath you take next. There is someone right now standing in a dry season, watching everything around them look parched, convinced that what they feel is a measure of what they have left. They do not yet know that a drought and a disconnected root are two completely different things. A tree planted by a river does not survive the drought by having more. It survives because its root goes deeper than the dry surface reaches. Find where to plant it in the description below, or in the first pinned comment. What you carry there is for the person in the dry season who needs to hear that what is happening above the ground is not the whole story. Their root is still touching water. The drought is not winning. When doubt starts to creep in at night, do not change what you know to be true. I have brought you this far. I am not going to set you down now. Now take a deep breath and listen. Do not hold yourself up. You are not behind or by yourself in this. Everything you are going through has already been weighed, and someone is stronger than everything else. Success is going to happen for you. I have already made up my mind about it. I am one of those things that will never change. The things I said about your life are still true today, just like they were the day I said them. So keep going. As you move forward, be brave, because your steps are being led by knowledge that is much greater than your own. I am taking you to a place of peace and plenty, even when the road does not make sense. You do not need to be afraid of what tomorrow brings. Before you even take the first step, the way is already set. The love around you is stronger than any trouble that comes your way. My peace is like a blanket around you, and my light goes ahead of you into the darkest part of the path. You will not get lost, we will remember you. Being aware of how much you are loved is your biggest strength as you enter this new season. Not loved in a general sense as one of many people seen from afar. The person who loves you chose you, and has never looked away. They know your name and chose to love you. That is why I am here with you today before the day ends. Since the move has already started, I did not want you to be confused when you got there. I wish you could hear it from me. You were not going where you were going where you were. Take that in, and let it sink in. Say amen out loud. If you are ready to hear this, let me remind you of how you have been kept before I show you where you are going. Picture a shepherd with his sheep. He does not lead from far away. He walks with the sheep. He can tell which one is limping, which one got too close to the cliff, and which one is just tired and needs to be carried for a while. That is how I took care of you. I never saw you as a face in a crowd. I have seen you as an individual, led you as an individual, and patiently waited for you. I led you to green pastures even when you got lost, were slow to follow, and needed to be carried more often than you would like to admit. I will take you to calm water. As you walk through the deepest valleys, I did not send help from far away. I went down into the valley and walked with you. That has been true every season, even the ones when you did not feel anything. Pay attention to this because it is important for the next step. You cannot bring your old problems with you to your new home. You were never meant to carry the weight of your past with you forever. You feel heavy with old pain, guilt, and memories that do not teach you anything new. I took care of everything a long time ago. The business is over. Imagine walking along the shore with a big bag on your shoulder that is full of rocks you found along the way. Every stone represents a mistake, a moment you wish you could undo, or a regret. That weight makes every step harder. Now picture putting the bag down next to the water and watching the tide pull it out further and further until it is gone. That is what my forgiveness does. The load does not get lighter, it gets rid of it completely. As far away from you as the east is from the west, that is how far I have taken your mistakes. People who only want to remind you of who you used to be do not need you to defend yourself. People who judge you for things that happened a long time ago are usually trying to hide what is going on in their own hearts. Think about yourself, not what other people say. I talked over you, and my voice is louder than theirs. On some days, the same old problems will come back with new names to try to get you down. In that case, do not run to noise and other things that will distract you. Instead, come to me, be still, and listen. Be honest with me about what is in your heart, and I will answer. That is where you get stronger again. Also, do not let worrying about food ruin your peace. Take a moment to look back. Remember the times you were scared and did not think you could get through it. You were unable to pay the debt. The news that made you scared. The door that seemed to be locked for good. Still, here you are. It looked like you had not planned more than once. Those times were not just lucky. It was me. No one is behind you with the same kind of loyalty. It is in front of you, already working in places you have not reached yet. I will do again what I did before. I will do more too. This comes up again because trust is the path you will take this next season. Not sure things. Trust. The path might not always be clear. I do not show you the whole path at once because I am not just taking you somewhere. I am making someone. The building takes place on the path. You are strong, but you have not had to use it yet. You do not know you have reserves until it is time to use them. You have made it through every tough day. That is a pretty big record. Everyone. That shows that someone has been with you. Also, Know this about whatever you are scared of tomorrow. You are thinking about tomorrow, but you only have the strength of today. That is why it seems impossible. I do not give the strength of tomorrow today. I give it when tomorrow comes right on time, and in full measure. I have never been late with it. Also, you have been waiting years for someone to notice how hard you have worked. They were waiting for applause that never came, waiting for praise that always seemed to go to someone else. Pay attention to me. I paid attention to all of your quiet work, the early mornings that no one saw. When you helped someone but did not tell anyone, each and everything I wrote down is important. Think of a gardener taking care of a plant in a yard that no one has seen in a while. No one praises the people who water, pull weeds, and wait patiently for months on end when nothing seems to happen. Then, one day, the plant blooms and everyone sees it. They have no idea how much care went into it over the years. You looked after that garden. Your bloom is on the way at times. People did not understand the weight you carried. They only saw your smile and thought everything was fine. That is not something wrong with you. It shows how strong you have been. But now that the season has changed, you do not have to act. You can be honest about how hard things are for you. Being honest is a doorway that leads to healing. Put the weight down. Let me hold what you have in your hands. You have enough for one season, and you will not need it for the next one. It takes open hands, a heart that listens, and a willingness to walk with me when I say to. I am about to tell you where I am moving you from, and where I am moving you to. There are 7 moves, or changes from old to new ground. All of them were signed by me, and they are already at work in your life. You need to hear all 7, so bear with me. I believe you are right where you are. Here is the first step if this word is touching your spirit. I am moving you from not having enough to having plenty. You have been stuck in the land of not enough for too long. You began to think of it as home because you were so used to it. You get used to not having enough, to being ready for it, and to lowering your hopes to the level of what seems possible. That land was not given to you by your family. I have kept a record that is not in any other ledger. Every faith-based seed you planted, and every part you let go of when common sense told you to hold back. Every time you blessed someone else while you were having a bad day, you did not lose anything. It was all added up and everything has been growing for a harvest. But pay close attention. A harvest cannot be given to a heart that is still lacking. I am not just giving you more of what you already have. I am moving you to a new place. I am moving you from the area where you are barely getting by to where you have more than enough. You will not go to abundance every once in a while. You will live there. I will meet all of your needs based on my wealth, not on your wages or the way people normally do business. I will do this based on the wealth of my glory. That is how to measure. Keep an eye out for it. Help will start coming from places that do not make sense on paper. You will not have to knock on any doors to open them. You will just know that the ground has changed. If you can receive that movement, declare I receive my harvest in the comments. Because abundance was never something you earned your way into. It is the ground I am carrying you to. There is someone who heard earlier that the tide could carry the bag out. The explanation was real. The offer was real. But they are still walking the shore carrying the weight of it, because no one has yet stood close enough to say, you can put it down right now. In this moment, not after you figure everything out, look for where to send it in the description below, or pinned at the top of the comments. What you carry there is the tide going toward someone who is still walking with the full weight of rocks they were never meant to carry into the new season. Now listen to the second piece. I am taking you from being turned down to being accepted. You have been in the house that rejection built for too long. Family members who should have been happy for you turned you down. You got turned down by friends who should have been there for you, not being let in when you knock on doors that should have opened. Each one added another brick to the wall of feeling like you were not wanted. For some of those walls you learned how to paint. You told yourself that being by yourself was better. You told yourself that you did not need anyone to welcome you. I understand better. You too. The pain of being left outside never went away completely. It changed the way you walk into rooms. It changed how quickly you think people will leave. But being turned down was always just a place you stayed. It is not who you are. I am also letting you go. My son was fully aware of being turned down. The people he came for turned him away and looked down on him. He was sent out of the city so that you could be brought into the family. It did not cost anything to accept you. I also do not pay for things I do not plan to use. The walls are coming down. I am taking you to a place where you belong. People will welcome you even if they have no reason to. As you walk into a room that was closed off before, it will open up for you. People will welcome you into a group that you thought would never have room for you. And over time, the fear will fade as your heart gets used to its new surroundings. When the old rejections no longer hurt, you will know this movement is over. When you remember the people who turned you down without getting tense in the chest, when you put away the arguments you never got to make, that freedom is something that was given to you. I do not just make things better for you. I fix what the old ones hurt you. Be kind to each other, I said as my son agreed with you. Take note of the order. You had to clean up before he would accept you, before you showed anything. Acceptance was never a wage you earned. What I did was my choice. Now, all I am doing is making your everyday life match up with what I have always known to be true. Type "I receive it now" in the comments if that belonging place is already calling to something in you, because belonging was never a reward. It was always where you were headed. This is important to know about both movements. One because of a lack of things, and one because of being turned down. These things are linked. If someone thinks they are unwanted, they will also think they do not deserve much. You will not have to say sorry for hoping once you know how welcome you are. Most likely you will ask because sons and daughters ask questions in different ways than strangers do. Raise your head. You are no longer in the land of not enough. Behind you is the house of the unwanted. Your steps are taking you toward the open doors and the table that is already set. I got them both ready before you even knew you wanted them. There are 5 more movements to name, and each one affects a different part of your life. Your body, your friends, your purpose, and the right time for you. I am not leaving anything out because a life that is only half moved is a life that is split. And I have never done half a job on someone who trusted me. Follow me now. The next move goes after the battle you have been fighting for the longest time. The one in your head. This is the third movement. I am taking you from being confused to being clear. Your thoughts have been cloudy, thoughts that do not stop. All of the directions look just as uncertain. Some of the choices you made in that fog cost you years or even people. You were not stupid. It was so foggy that you could not see, and nobody walks straight through fog. I am not the one who caused that mess. I was never. I am a God of peace, and the place where I am putting your mind is peaceful. The fog is getting lighter as you listen. Voices that lied and made it hard for you to think clearly are being shut down. Things that were distracting you are being swept out of your way. Something you have been struggling with will suddenly make sense in a few days. Making a choice that has been hard for you will be easy. A direction you were not sure about will become clear. When coincidences happen, do not believe them. So you can finally see what was always there. My hand will clean the glass. Making choices changes things more than clarity. It changes how you rest. When the mind is clear, it goes to sleep at night with a clear mind. My voice is easy to hear because it is not being blocked out by 100 other worries. That peace of mind is something you were born with, and I am giving it to you now. Type 777 if you trust God with the clarity that is already starting to move. Because the fog does not lift all at once. It lifts in the direction you are walking. The fourth move goes deep into your body. I am taking you from being sick to being healthy. You have been living in a place that was not meant for your body. So much pain that you stopped talking about it. You learned to plan your life around the limits you accepted as permanent roommates because you were tired. Listen to what I say over your frame. I am the Lord who makes you well, not who might get better, or who could if things are right. Who makes people better. Active in the present tense. I remember how to knit your body together when I did it the first time. Keep an eye on what starts to change. The pain that was always there will start to ease up in the mornings. Strength that was lost will start to come back. What was going down will level off, and what was level off will get better. While you rest and learn, some of it will come to you. Some with the help of skilled healers I put in your way. Some will not even bother to explain because I reserve the right to do things that no one can track. Like the eagles, your youth will come back to you. That is not poetry for someone else. It is a promise that includes your name. Take good care of the body I gave you. Honor its limits, but do not worship them. And trust me with things you cannot get to. I am taking you to health. Let your hopes get there before your symptoms do. Now comes the fifth movement. Pay close attention because it will make you feel like you are in the loneliest room in your life. I am bringing you together from being alone. You felt alone even when you were with other people, unseen even in crowded rooms, and disconnected even in relationships. Being alone was never something you were used to. It was a plan to hurt you. The person who wants to destroy your soul has always known a simple truth. Being alone makes it easier to give up on you. When you are by yourself, your fears and doubts are not addressed. He tried to shut you off so you would think no one would understand. That reaching out was a sign of weakness. That alone time felt safe. A cage that had been painted to look like a house. I am taking it apart. I put the lonely in families. That is an old pattern of mine that I have not gotten rid of yet. I am still getting people to come to you. When you talk to them, they will understand without you having to say a lot. People got ready for you at the same time that you were getting ready for them. Helpers for the road ahead, not just bystanders. It is better to have two than one because if one falls, the other can pick them up. It has been too long since someone picked you up after you fell. That time of year is ending. Someone will knock on the door, start talking, and a bond will form. It will feel funny to be back home. Do not run away out of habit when it happens. Let us go. There I will be with the face of a friend on the other side. You will also be asked to do something. You have to let people really know you, not just see you from afar. People you trust should hear you say out loud that you do not have it all together. Being honest like that is not a failure. It is the gate that leads out of loneliness, and it costs a lot less than being alone. Type 10. 10 to receive what is already moving toward your body, your mind, and your connections. Because the season that kept you isolated and heavy is not the final season. It just ended. There is a reason I am moving your money, your heart, your mind, your body, and your friends all at the same time. These rooms are not their own homes. They support each other. A clear mind keeps the body from getting sick. A true friend keeps a hopeful heart steady. The bonds that hold you together are made when you share a lot. I am not going to patch up one wall. I am putting the whole house back together. There is someone who has been watering, pulling weeds, and waiting. In a yard no one has checked on for a long time. Quietly, without anyone noticing the work. They are starting to wonder if anything is happening, whether the care was real, whether something is actually coming. It goes through the description below, or the pinned comment above. What you plant there is for the person in the quiet season of the garden, before the bloom is visible, when the only thing keeping them going is the knowledge that someone further along the path said, "What you cannot see yet is already happening." Take a look at what I have named so far. From a lack to an abundance. From being turned down to being accepted. From being confused to being clear. From being sick to being healthy. From being alone to being connected. 5 moves are all still going on. None of them are waiting for you to be perfect. They only wait for you to decide to move forward and not look back. Maybe you want to know why now. Why does everything move at once after all these years? Because the seasons belong to me and I do not look at men's calendars. There is no talk between the tree and spring. The sap will rise when the time comes and nothing that happened in the winter can stop it. The time that was agreed upon has come. This is what made them antsy. The old places no longer fit because of this. But there are still 2 movements left. These are the deepest of the 7. One is about how other people see you. The other one is about the hour you have been waiting the longest. Lean in now because I meant for these to be the last ones. This is the 6th movement. I am bringing you out of the shadows and into the light. You were not missed by accident. You were hidden while on assignment. It is important for you to know the difference because getting this season wrong has hurt you more than the season itself. Your gifts were not taken. No credit was given for your work. In places where you had the most to say, your voice was drowned out. It was clear to you that you did not matter. That was not the right answer. A treasure that is buried is still valuable. Some things are buried because they are valuable. I hid you like a swordsmith keeps a blade safe in the forge. It is not because the blade has been forgotten, but because it is not done yet. If I had told everyone about you sooner, the attention would have shook you before it could break your character. There are many gifts that have grown faster than the souls that carry them. I love you too much to let that be your story. But listen to me now. It is no longer time to hide. You make the world a better place. A city on a hill cannot be hidden either. No one turns on a lamp just to put it under a basket. It stands on a stand and lights up the whole house. You have been living under the basket for too long. As I lift the basket, my hand is on it. People will start to recognize you without you having to look for it. There will be a chance for you to meet the right people. People will hear your voice in places you did not mean to go and know why it is not for your glory, but for my own gain. What I put in you is what the world needs, and I want the world to get it. Being seen in my kingdom is not a waste of time. It is being a steward. Stay low in your heart when it comes. Being humble kept you safe when you were hidden, and it will keep you safe now that you are out in the open. Weak roots cannot hold up heavy branches on trees. They go deep. That is what the buried years were for. Now comes the seventh movement, which is where all the other movements come together. I am moving you from waiting to what will happen. It has been years since you were close to making a breakthrough, getting better, or living the life you thought you were meant to live. Everything is close, but nothing is coming. You began to think that was almost your permanent part. It was never there. The weights were necessary. They were there to protect you, get you ready, and fight back against an enemy who was afraid of what your arrival would mean. But listen to what held the door open. The hold has been taken away. What was stopping you has been gone. I closed the file of charges against your future by hand. I know what I have planned for you. Plans that will help you, not hurt you. Plans to help you feel hopeful and secure about the future. Those plans are not just thoughts going through your mind. They are a place that is ready and set up. I am going to lead you into it now, not when everything is fine, not when the conditions are right. You will know the difference before I can explain it. Things that have been stuck for a while will start to move. Things that always got lost will start to stay together. There will be no more of that strange friction around your steps, and you will be amazed at how doors just open. Let me say all seven over you at once so you can understand what I am doing. From a lack to an abundance, from being turned down to being accepted, from being confused to being clear, from being sick to being healthy, from being alone to being connected, from being hidden to being seen, without waiting for fate. 7 changes. With one work, you can move your whole life from old ground to new ground. None of this is a reward for how well you did. If you are ready to say yes to all 7, declare I am moving forward in the comments. Because a life moved in 7 directions at once does not happen by accident. It happens when someone finally stops holding on to the old ground. Take a deep breath and let that truth lift your spirits. These are gifts, not wages. There is no way for you to earn your way into the new land. The owner of it is bringing you in. There are some mistakes in your part. Trust one step at a time, especially on days when the new ground still feels strange under your feet. Now comes the warning. Take it as love, because that is how it is given. The enemy cannot stop this move. It has my seal on it, and nothing can take away what I set up. He only has one plan left though, and it is an old one that works. In the days to come, he will try to make you miss the place you are leaving. He will help you remember the old ground better. He will ease the pain of lack. He will make being alone feel safe. He will make the old pain feel like home, and the new promise feel like a risk. He will tell you in a whisper that your old life was not so bad, and that your new life might not hold you. Think back to when Israel was in the wilderness. They were freed from slavery by great signs, fed by bread from heaven, led by fire and cloud, and they still cried for Egypt. They thought about the food, but forgot about the chains. Years passed between when they left and when they arrived. It was not because the promise did not work. It was because their heart still changed. Do not waste years by looking back. Type 1111 in the comments to affirm that you are not looking back. because what Egypt did was make the chains feel familiar. The new land does not do that. It makes freedom feel like home. Once your heart rents a room in the old land, you cannot move on to the new one. There will be times when you miss your home, but do not try to fight it on your own. Bring it to me. Call it what it is. A desire for what is familiar, not what is good. What you know and what is good are not the same thing. You will grow a lot this season as you learn to tell them apart. Also keep in mind that you cannot see this move the way I do yet. Imagine putting your face up against a beautiful painting so close that the rough strokes and bright colors are all you can see. It does not look like anything is linked. When you take a step back, the picture starts to make sense. You cannot see the whole picture because you are too close to your own life. I am not from where I stand. Even your worst seasons are right where they should be in the mix. So do not decide what to do when a part of this crossing looks like a mess. You are judging the lines on the paint. I am almost done with the picture. When you take a step back, you will be amazed at how carefully everything was put together. Think of the potter and the clay. This will help you understand the years you are asking about. The potter does not rush the wheel. His hands press hard sometimes. The vessel has to be pressed down and worked on again and again before it can become what it was meant to be. If you felt like your life was changing over and over, it was not for nothing. You had to go through every form to get to the one you were meant to hold. This is the end of the ship. It is time to use and fill it up. There is someone who has been pressed so many times they have started to wonder whether they are being formed or just broken. The wheel keeps turning. The shape keeps changing. Nothing feels finished. What they need is not an explanation for the pressing. They need to know that pressing and breaking are not the same thing, and that the potter has not walked away from the wheel. Send it through the description below, or the pinned comment. What you carry there is for the person still mid-shape, wondering if this is the turn that undoes them. It is not. The potter's hands are still on it. Think of gold in the fire instead. Gold does not become valuable just by lying there in the ground. It goes through fire, but the fire only leaves behind what was never gold. If the last few years have felt like heat, figure out what the heat was doing. No changes will be made to you by the end of this season. You are becoming better, and the part of you that stays is the part that stays. And do not worry if there is a part of the crossing that looks like it has nothing going on. The winter seems dead. It looks like the ground is locked. Even though the branches are bare, roots are drinking deeply, and buds are secretly growing under the frost. Winter is not a dull time. Just because it is quiet for you does not mean it has been left behind. Spring does not need permission from winter to come. It just shows up, and so will yours. There are some things you will have to pass through. First, let go of old versions of yourself. When a snake has grown too big for its skin, it sheds it. It is not out of shame. It is just because the old skin does not fit anymore. You can let go of old fierce habits and names you used to call yourself that I never gave you. It is not lost to shed that. It is growth making room for itself. There may be other connections that need to be broken. For some people, their time in your story is over when there are no bad guys around. Remember what they taught you. Feel free to let them go. Sometimes broken bonds can be fixed, and it is still not too late to reach out. I will show you which is which if you ask me. Not every open door behind you is a welcome, and not every closed door is the end of the matter. Also, do not compare things at the border. It does not have a visa for the new land. You thought your ground was failing when you looked sideways at someone else's harvest, but no one else's field was ever your standard. See the stars. There are different fires in different places, and none of them get dim when another one shines nearby. There is room in my sky for all the lights I have lit, yours too, and especially yours where I put it. And decide to bring joy with you across the border. Joy is not a nice to have, for once everything is set. It is time to make plans for the road. You can laugh while things are still getting better. You can be thankful for small things even when big things are uncertain. It does not bother a child to play in the morning and have hard lessons in the afternoon. Get that freedom back. The Lord's joy is not the reward you get when you are done with your work. That is the strength. Keep your peace as you cross. That is how you will be able to hear me. Take time every day to be still and away from all the noise in the world. not to show devotion, but just to be with me. There are many things in the world that can take your attention away, but none of them can give your soul what it needs. Peace, joy, and direction that are real. These come from one place. You already know where to find me. People who really want to find me will find me. I will hold you steady in that stillness. Lean on me when you feel weak and feel the ground hold you. If you are not sure what to do next, just listen. I do not show you everything at once. I always show you enough, though, for people who trust the person carrying the lamp. The foot lamp has always been enough to light the step they are on. One more thing about the bridge: you have to be persistent. Do not give up. Look for more. Knock again. There is a child who knocks on a door without knowing when it will open because, deep down, the child thinks someone is home. I am at home. I have always lived at home. It has been knocked on many times and the door is already moving. The river shows us the same thing. Stone is tough, but water is soft. Still, the canyon was made by the river, not by force, but by going on every year. Your quiet refusal to give up has been paving the way for your future, and nothing can now change it. The shape could not be seen. It was still taking place. Do not turn as you cross. Put away what is done. Bring peace and joy. Tap it to get it to open. You no longer owe anything to the old land, and the new land is closer than it has ever been. Let me talk about rest before I seal this word over you. You will need it in the new land. You have thought of rest as a wage, something you have to earn when the work is done. I, on the other hand, never finish anything. That is why you have never really rested. That is over now. Rest was never payment. It was an offer made before you asked for it. Rest is more than just lying down. It is a mind that shuts down. The part of you that never stops watching is finally letting go because it trusts the person who is watching. If you are tired and carrying a lot, come to me. I will give you rest. That offer has been there for you your whole life. Go through it also. Learn to keep what I am restoring safe. You can say no to things that make you feel bad, even if they are good or something that other people expect of you. No matter how kind its intentions are, a well that is never let to fill up again serves no one. Setting limits is not being selfish. They are taking care of a life I am rebuilding. Instead of always pouring into others, let someone pour into you for a while. Also, be patient as you heal. It will not come all at once. It comes in short, quiet bursts, like this deep breath. There was an honest talk, and in the morning you were able to forgive yourself for something you had been holding against your heart for too long. Also, know this about places that are broken. A bone that was set well and had time. Men's strongest right where the line broke. What hurt you does not get to decide who you are. It turns into your toughest part while I take care of it. Go back to dreams you put on hold years ago. Being busy and having a lot of things to do made you decide it was too late. It is still possible. The dreams I made will never end. They stay alive until the sewer comes back by waiting quietly like seeds in a storehouse. Many people started their most important work in the last few chapters, after getting off track and going to school. It is not broken that it took longer. It is all yours alone. Do not be surprised if being honest feels strange at first. Like speaking a language you used to know but stopped. Do it in small amounts with the few trustworthy people I put next to you. Say one honest thing about your struggle. Also, look at how the weight changes when it is shared. It gets heavy to carry what you did by yourself in the dark. When we carry things together in the light, they get lighter, and sharing them often helps them heal. Do not forget your own record either. You have made it through every tough day, every breakup, every disappointment, and every moment you thought you would never get through. You did. Slowly, day by day, they built up their strength, and it will always be inside you now. No matter what tomorrow brings, you will be ready for it because you have proof. Now, my child, get up on the inside, because it is time to close the move. I have said what I will do. Heaven cannot wait to hear yours. Say these words with me out loud if you can, or whisper them if you have to. Your voice makes it clear that you agree, Father. I accept the 7 movements you have called for my life. You say, I am leaving lack behind and moving into plenty. I am leaving defeat behind and will stay in acceptance. I am leaving the fog behind and moving on to the clarity. I am leaving sickness behind and moving into health. I will no longer live alone. Instead, I will live with others. I am leaving the shadows behind and stepping into the light you chose for me. I am leaving without further ado and will follow my destiny. Also say this: I am not going to turn around. I am not going to put back together what you destroyed. When the old life calls my name, I will not answer. I am not going to where I have been, Father. Thank you for not leaving me where you found me. I am moving right now in your name. Yes, it is written down. The deal is set in stone, and what was set in stone in heaven will happen on earth. You did not just happen to be here at this time. I told them to do it, and I told you to hear every word of it before the end of the day. Now let me tell you what your days will be like. You will wake up with a plan instead of fear when you used to wake up. More and more like light getting stronger toward noon, but not every morning or all at once. You will begin to hope again and not feel silly about it. You will not have to scrape for money because you will give from a surplus. People will know you instead of just seeing you. Once you look back on your life, you will see that you are not the same person you were when you lived in the old land. That will make you happy, and I will be happy with you. When good things happen, and they will, share them. Feed the hungry, comfort the grieving, and revive the tired with the same kindness that made you feel better. Being kind is what keeps blessings alive. If you hold it too tight, it stays still. It grows as it is passed along and comes back to you with more than it had before. Stay close to me because you are afraid I will leave, because I will never leave you or forget about you. Stay close because that is what it is all about. The movements, the plenty, the healing, and the fate. All of that is just a frame around one treasure. This is the treasure. You walking with me, not ashamed or scared, just the way it was meant to be. Now let these last words wash over you like the sun going down. You are loved beyond measure, not just when you feel like it. You are held during every storm and led through every unknown. You are never ever forgotten. The most interesting part of your story is still to come. I know this because I am writing it, and the endings never let me down. Now, you can go in peace, have faith, and move forward. Remember the tree by the river when the wind picks up. When the ground feels weird, think about who put your foot there. And when you get to the full place I prepared for you, remember this day. It was the day you heard the word and believed it, and your life started to move. You are not the same person you used to be. You are not where you were. The old ground does not own you. You can already feel the new land under your feet. Welcome to plenty. Welcome to being accepted. Come in and enjoy the peace, health, connection, and light. Welcome to your fate. Welcome back, my love. Type 2222 to receive everything that has been declared over you in this word. And if this message found you today and you want to keep hearing, subscribe and stay close, because what was spoken here does not end here. God bless you if you think this message was sent just for you today.